Let's start with a quiet truth. There's a desire you hold, one you probably don't talk about much, a need that runs so much deeper than just approval or affection. It sounds so simple, right? But it has this incredible weight to it. You want to be seen, you want to be heard. You want your presence to actually matter. And let's be clear, we're not talking about just being liked or tolerated. Those are kind of weak goals if you think about it. Liking can vanish in a second. Tolerance? That's just passive. No, respect is something else entirely. It's an active thing. It's someone acknowledging your value. And that's the kind of respect we're going to get into here. You know the kind I'm talking about. The kind that makes a room shift just a little when you're about to say something. The kind you feel before you've even had to prove yourself. It's like an energy that walks into the room with you. But see, here's where most of us get it wrong. We try to perform respect. We think we have to get louder, more animated, try to be more impressive. We try to expand our energy, fill up the space with noise, with big gestures, with a list of our achievements. And then we're left wondering why it all feels so forced. So look at these two paths. On one side, you've got the flawed approach. It's all about noise, animation, performance. It's a strategy of adding more words, more movement. But then, on the other side, you've got what actually works. It's the path of subtraction, of silence, of stillness, of self-regulation. And that contrast, it's everything. And this really gets to the heart of it all. Respect doesn't respond to noise. It responds to regulation. Genuine respect, you can't force it. You command it. And you command it with composure. It's an almost automatic response people have to someone who is truly in control of themselves. Okay, so how do we actually put this into practice? Where does it start? Well, it starts with the very first signal you send out, your physical presence, because the language of your body, it always speaks first. Think about this. When someone asks you a question, what's your first instinct? It's probably to jump right in with an answer. I want you to resist that urge. Just let there be a beat of silence. Take one full breath. That pause, it communicates something really primal. It says, I'm not scrambling. I'm not desperate for your approval. I'm choosing my words. When you can hold that silence calmly, it signals true internal authority. And look at the difference here. On one hand, you have nervous energy. The leg shaking, the constant nodding, the fidgeting, all of that just broadcasts anxiety. But on the other hand, you have controlled stillness. Feet planted on the ground, shoulders relaxed, slow, deliberate movements. That broadcasts safety. And deep down, our brains are wired to see safety as power. If you remember one thing, let it be this. Speed reads as urgency. Stillness reads as certainty. The slower and more deliberate your movements are, the more psychological weight they carry. Being fast is reactive. Being still, that's deliberate. All right, let's peel back the next layer here. This is about what you don't say. It's about verbal control. You could say that if stillness is the language of the body, then restraint, well, that's the language of the mind. Most people have this habit of over-explaining. They just keep adding words, almost like they're trying to secure agreement through sheer volume. But all it does is dilute their point. The real power move, speak just a little bit less than people expect. Suddenly, your words have more weight, more density. Each one counts. So next time you make a statement, just stop. Let the silence after it do the heavy lifting. That gives your point space to really land. That kind of restraint, not volume, is the real foundation of powerful communication. And this idea of restraint becomes an incredible tool when you need to set a boundary. Let's say someone interrupts you. The typical response is to get annoyed, maybe get a little outer. But the powerful response isn't anger. It's calm clarity. Just a neutral tone, a direct statement, something simple like, let me finish, and steady, unwavering eye contact. See, anyone can dismiss intensity as just being emotional, but calm? You can't dismiss calm. Okay, now for the gaze. This is probably the most direct channel of connection we have. It's also the ultimate test of your internal state. We're talking about your eyes and your ability to regulate your emotions in real time. Here's a really subtle but incredibly powerful move. After someone has finished speaking to you, just hold their eye contact for 1 extra second before you reply. Now, this isn't about being aggressive or staring them down. It's about being steady. That 1 extra second non-verbally communicates, I heard you. I'm not intimidated by you. I'm fully present. It just creates this amazing sense of gravity.
This next one, this is where most people stumble. And it's also where the most respect is either won or lost. It's about emotional non-reactivity. When someone challenges you or maybe pokes at you or interrupts you, your gut instinct is to react, right? To get defensive. Instead, I want you to do the opposite. Soften your face, slow down your breathing, just remain steady. People are unconsciously always scanning for weakness. They're testing you, whether they know it or not. The moment you don't flinch, the test is over, and that's when respect just locks right in.
So, we've talked about stillness, restraint, and not reacting, but what's the secret sauce here? What's the unspoken principle that makes all of this actually work? Why does this stuff have such a profound effect on people? Well, the secret is not what you think. It's not about being the alpha. It's not about trying to assert dominance over everyone. Honestly, that's just another kind of noise, another performance. The real mechanism at play here is much more subtle, and it's biological. Let me ask you a question. What if respect isn't actually a conscious choice that people make? What if it's an automatic response, something their own nervous system basically compels them to feel? Because that's exactly what it is. Respect is the automatic status that one nervous system gives to another's stability. When you are internally calm, when you're unhurried, when you're regulated, the people around you can't help but unconsciously assign you status. Their nervous system reads your calm as safety and strength, and they just automatically defer to it. And that brings us to the big paradox in all of this. The fastest way to lose respect is to chase it. When you're trying too hard to impress someone, they feel that effort. When you try to dominate, they sense the insecurity that's driving it. Chasing respect actually broadcasts the exact kind of instability that pushes respect away. So the real goal isn't to perform power, it's to embody it. It's all about regulating your own internal state first. It's about being okay with silence. It's about holding your ground without feeling the need to be aggressive. And when you can do that, something incredible happens. You don't have to go looking for respect anymore. It just organizes itself around you, all on its own, quietly, and almost instantly. So this is the idea I want to leave you with. The real path to respect isn't about being louder or trying harder or adding more force to who you are. It's about cultivating a kind of internal stillness. So, not louder, not harder, just steadier. That is where it all begins. If this shifted something in you, then you understand what we're doing here. Subscribe.